Yes, people. Let me just turn my camera on. There we go. Yes, people. Welcome back to AFC Talk Show TV. It's obviously me, your boy MkTheDon. We're going to get straight into things today. Of course, I've got a special guest, a very good brother of mine, but also, of course, a big rival. It's Dejispurs. How are you doing, my bro?
Yes, Mason. Thank you, bro, for inviting me. Do you know what I mean? It's only right because we've been going back and forth for the whole season, which is brilliant, to be fair.
Indeed.
Yeah, man, I think it's time for reflection. I think we can start reflecting. We don't need to wait until the last game of the season.
City have won. Both our teams are on holiday now as well.
Yeah. I saw a couple Arsenal players in Ibiza on the weekend. You know what I mean?
So did I, mate. I felt like going to Ibiza at the weekend, to be honest. After that performance, bro. But yeah, let's get straight into it, bro. Obviously, Arsenal and Spurs' seasons have been completely different in terms of how much we've been apart this year. I think we've hardly ever been this apart in terms of one of our teams finishing so below early, as in, I don't know, when you guys weren't even qualifying for Europe back in those days, you know what I mean? But like that's as early as I can remember it. But like with us, I think like a lot of people, including yourself, you got yourself hyped for Spurs season. Yeah. Whereas I wanted Champions League football and a trophy. Obviously, the trophy being any of the above, which we're in, didn't work out on the trophy wise, but got my Champions League football. It's disappointing, but it's there. You know what I mean? But then I see you, I see another Spurs fan here. So I'm gonna get you all both. I'm gonna get you all on separate shows, right? I'm just gonna let you guys explain to me why it's such a good thing in your eyes. Like I'm seeing Spurs fans post Manchester City celebrations, you know. Like I don't know whether I don't think you have personally, but what are you happy with your season? Because we've like I'm gonna just say, yeah, it's a horrible word to use, but yeah, we've essentially bottled the league. You know what I mean? We have bottled it. You know, and I personally think we actually bottled it when we didn't get a job over the line. Yeah, against Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton. Even though we're 3-0 down or 3-1 down against Southampton. Yeah. Go on.
Well, Mason, you know, one of the reasons why I like coming on this show is because you're the realist. Do you get me? And you keep it real. And let me just say a couple of things first that I just want to put out there. And then I'm going to get into the real discussion. At the beginning of the season, I predicted that Arsenal would finish 8th and that Villa and Newcastle would finish above Arsenal. And in the end, what it looks like is that Tottenham would finish 8th and Newcastle and Villa would finish above Spurs. So I was right in my prediction about Newcastle and Villa, but something about reverse judge is kind of playing a part. Reverse judge being that maybe, you know, the powers that be just kind of switched the fortunes of Spurs and Arsenal. But what I will say, though, shamelessly to say, is that it's clear to see what Spurs' problem is. You can see that the club's in a mess. You know, no manager, no director of football. Levy don't know if he's coming or going. I mean, we got my man apologizing to the players. You got players giving fans back their money. I mean, when you see shit like that, you know it's a total mess.
Was that your last? That was your last home game at the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was our last home game.
Jesus,
so for me, I mean, people saying, "Do I feel bad?" The season started off a mess with Conte. You know, Conte ruined the team in terms of the system and the kind of drive football, and then we had to get him out, which I agree with, and we haven't really recovered from that. And let's be real, when you look at the Tottenham team, a lot of players need to go. Tottenham need the rebuild. I do not want this current team in any form of European football. Hell no. What we want is a season where we can purely just focus on the league. So as for me, I am delighted that we lost to Brentford on the weekend, and I hope we lose 2 leads to confirm we don't need the distractions of going to bloody Zurich and all them idiot places for worthless and pointless games. Let's not waste anybody's time. Unless you're playing the under 23s, don't waste my time.
No,
what I will say,
agree,
Mason, shamelessly though, is from when I knew and clocked early on that Tottenham season was a disaster, my focus and energy was simply praying and hoping for Arsenal's demise. And I'm not going to lie, you guys flopped hard, bottle.
But the thing is, this is where I'm going to cut you on this one, Deji. The thing is, you ain't been in a position to try and win a league title, right? You came 2016.
You weren't in a position to win a league
title. When Leicester's, obviously these have been your last, like, how many years have you finished above us?
Yeah, last six in a row.
Six in a row, right? So they're your trophies. Let's bear that in mind. That is what you guys have done. Yeah. Why you guys have finished above us those 6 years, we've actually won stuff. Yeah.
What did you win?
FA Cups. It's still a trophy. You know what I mean? It's a major trophy in this country.
Can I ask a question? If I go down to the Disney store in Covent Garden, and I buy a cup, is that a trophy?
No.
Okay.
You actually have to be at Wembley and you actually have to play the 90 minutes, if not extra time. Okay. And you have to actually beat a team. Remember in the FA Cups that we've won, right? We've beaten Chelsea, who were on form. They went on to win a Champions League the season after, etc. Or before, I can't remember. Manchester City beating them in a semi-final in Mikel's first season. Bear in mind, I think you guys had Jose then. Was it Jose?
Jose is not a good manager, bro. So I don't know
but he won, and he has won, and continued to win. Apart from that gap where he was at Tottenham to win a trophy.
Yeah.
Harry Kane is going to leave your club at the end of the season, say, bye-bye, Levy. See you later. I'm going Man United to win some silverware.
Yeah. But Mason, what I will say to you, bro, is I've got to rate you. I've been rating people, but you're one of the ones I got to rate for the kahunas you have to come on this show tonight, to be honest. And because for me, let's be real, if Tottenham was in your position, you on the other foot would have been like, Dej, I told you, you man were bottle jobs, Bottleham FC. How can you have the most points in January or March? How can you be on top of the league for as long as you were? I mean, you were pretty much top of the league until the last 7 games. It was there for you to bottle.
After the international break, we flopped. Yeah,
and
I agree.
You bottled it. And the thing is, someone asked me earlier who had the worst season between Tottenham and Arsenal, and I saw what you did. You did this kind of lawyer thing, and don't take that disrespectfully. I mean that you kind of laid this kind of 8-mile seed where you were like, well, at the beginning of the season, we would have taken Champions League and a trophy. The truth of the matter is you had a remarkable season by your standards. Your team overachieved in a season where I said, could this be Leicester in disguise? And for me, I just think the capitulation stems from the fact that you guys didn't have the bottle to buy the right players in January.
I blame the board for that, not giving the money out.
2022-2023 season will be remembered by Liverpool were poor this season. Chelsea were poor. Tottenham were poor. So I hear what you're saying about 8th, but really what everyone is saying is Tottenham were poor and they've got no direction.
But can we be real?
What we're going to remember? Hold on, sorry, bro.
We're
going to remember Arsenal for is for the stats. Longest team to have been sitting top of the league, literally from the start to almost the finish, and how you guys bottled it in the last 7 weeks. Now that for me, if I was an Arsenal fan, that would be hard to take. There's no way You
Oh,
guys
mate.
can make this look good, mate.
You know
It's
what?
gonna look
The
good.
reason why I'm so calm now, and the reason why I've got over it in many ways, not got over it. I'm so disappointed, yeah. But I knew in the back of my mind, City are such a bloody good team, bro. You know what I mean on that, yeah. I knew coming in from January, I thought Jorginho, good player. We didn't get Mudryk or Cancelo. That's cool. Didn't go in for that. Well, we did, and Chelsea outbid us. Brighton wasn't going to let him go. So we got what we could in January, bear in mind, yeah? Bear in mind, this summer is a make or break season, as well as summer for not just the board, but for Mikel as well, bro.
Bro, I hear
You
what you're
know,
saying.
if
I
we
hear
don't
what
go out and buy at least 4 or 5 players, yeah, backups as well as first teamers, yeah, ship out some of this other deadwood that we've got. I want to see, not calling, well, Xhaka was deadwood, let's get that in before this season. He started putting a bit of effort, you know what I mean? I've started seeing what he's actually like. But he wants to leave, so let him go. Yeah? I want Declan Rice. I want these big hitters now, Deji, yeah? We've got the Champions League football that stopped us from getting these guys. So now we've got it. I want to see us go on. This is just the beginning.
do you believe you can get them?
Huh? What, Rice?
The big players, yeah.
Yes, I believe we got Rice. Yes. I think we chuck West Ham. What they want is the only reason how we're not going to get him is if the Cronkies do not throw that big money. And if that's the case, then we need to start protesting again. I'm not talking to the Arsenal fans, innit? We need to get this man out. We need to get them out. You know?
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. My biggest worry for Arsenal for next season is that I don't think, the conspiracy theorist in me would say that I don't think you guys have won it. People say Spurs don't want it. I'm not convinced by Arsenal because you man were 10 points clear when we came back from the World Cup, and
without our main striker, let's get that in as well.
Well, I just feel like the January transfer window, I keep going back to the January transfer window. You had an opportunity to let us know that you guys were about it, that you guys were willing to take on City. I think if you're sitting top of the Premier League, you should be able to attract any player you want. I don't think players are waiting for you to get Champions League.
Right, you're telling me Levy, right? Bear in mind, you guys have been in the Champions League like this season and last year. Is going to spend that money in Jan. Really?
Bro,
because I
if
know
you're
my
top of the
well.
league, if you're top, bro, this is not relegation. If you're top of the league, why wouldn't
this
you?
Is the thing. This is the thing. Mikel got his budget, which he got decent, yeah. And the only thing I will criticise Edu personally, not Mikel's. Well, Mikel obviously picks him, but if they can't get the first target, we've got to go in for a second. Trossard, I think, has been a success. I think the Brighton game doesn't determine the title. I think it was over before that. Let's get that in straight away. That's why I'm so cool, Deji. Because I thought the title was done. When we drew against Liverpool, I thought, right, going to Anfield, that might be a point that we look back on at the end of the season and go, boom, we got something there. Nah, I'm looking back on it and saying that's a fucking fail. We went to Anfield, went 2-0 up, had chances to go 3 or 4-0 up, and in the end, Xhaka pisses off one of the scousers of all he could do, and they score before half-time, and it's a down circle from them. They could have went on and won it, And then we went to West Ham, went 2-0 up. I thought, fuck it, we learned from our mistakes. No. Gone. Southampton, at home. You're starting to think, right, the home fans will be on it, and they are. Let's get that in. The home fans have been fucking amazing this year.
Bro.
But we couldn't do that. So we bottled it. I'm not denying that. I do believe that we did bottle it. But the thing is, the only sort of fans who can chat to me at this season, this right moment, is the teams who are above us. Yeah? Or the ones who are near us. Man United fans got on their high horse thinking that they were going to come to the Emirates and do us over, and they were in the title race. We're going to finish third in the 2-horse race and all that. Yeah? Bear in mind, they come to the Emirates and Eddie slaps in goals against them. So bear in mind what pundits and you thought we were going to get 8th. Yeah. I personally knew that we were going to get Champions League. I knew
that squad is 8th. That squad is an 8th.
But that's just the thing. So we've come second when Chelsea have spent loads of money. You guys have spent loads of cash as well.
No,
you guys
not
are
really.
not
150 mil is not low.
You guys are getting some players in. You guys are getting your cash like dues. You've got Song and flipping Harry Kane for crying out loud, man. You should be doing something with that team.
Yeah.
Your manager he's an outstanding ex-manager, outstanding thing. What does your club do? What does Levy do? Sack him, yeah, and get in his side bitch.
Yeah.
Like explain that to me, man. Like, come on.
It's dumb. But what I can say is that, when you reflect and you look back, Pochettino overachieved with that Tottenham squad. That's the truth. If not for Poch, we don't become a top 6 side. I will still stand by the fact that I think your squad is bang average, personally. But I think Arteta is literally squeezing out any last little juice there is out of that squad, and he's performed miracles. The truth of the matter is you've overachieved. That squad is not a title challenging squad.
Where was the next season? Only City, bro.
I think, I mean, the table doesn't lie, but it was a freakish season, like I said, and you still didn't deliver. You still didn't get it over the line, bro.
It was a freakish season, but there's one team that ain't a freakish season, and that's probably, I would class them as Europeans' best team, Manchester City, bro. If we go through their squad and go through our squad, they can play. And this is where it comes deep. This is where, yes, we've bottled it, but the amount of criticism from yourself and other Spurs fans, right, and even Chelsea fans in there as well, just a few, right? But the amount of criticism is like, where were you lot? Like, Manchester City are Manchester City. Have you not seen what they've done? Have you not seen their manager?
I've seen what they've done.
Tune out of them. Jack Grealish banging and got Haaland. They've got a flipping alien, bro.
Can I
on the Premier League record?
Can I just say one thing you got to give Spurs kudos for, whether you like it or not, is that we're one of the few teams this season to have beaten City.
To be honest, I thought beginning of the season when you were saying Champions League, like you were going to win it and that, I thought no. But I honestly thought, and this is actually fact, I honestly thought you guys would be in the race as well. Yeah. I didn't think we were going to be there. I thought you lot were going to be there.
But can I be real? I think, and you touched on something that I think is quite poignant, and this is why me and you are bros. Tottenham's poor season is not because of our play. It's not fully on the players. I still think Tottenham had enough quality in that squad, given the shitty start that Liverpool had. Man United weren't really, they were all right, but not firing on all cylinders. Chelsea is what it is this season. Newcastle, I think, were there for the taking. I mean, you guys proved that at St. James's Park. That Tottenham squad was good enough to get top 4 under the right manager. Where Tottenham went wrong is we had a manager and players, which is a mismatch. And I'll give you another example. We brought in Porro in Jan. Porro, the style of player he fits the Conte system, which is the flying wing back.
Yeah.
If we were to bring in Poch, there's nothing we can do with Porro. We would have to sell him. And that is the stupidity of what Tottenham is dealing with. We had a manager that couldn't work with the players. And I think it's a lesson learned for Spurs, which is unless you're going to do a Tom Bowley and buy a new squad before the season starts, you've got to get a manager, even if you want to change the manager, that fits the style. So for me, let's say Arteta has a disaster next season and Arsenal finish 5th, which I think is plausible with Liverpool coming back, Chelsea having Pochettino. I think Arsenal could drop out of the top 4. You need a Nagelsmann. You need someone of that ilk who can take the players in that system and maybe impart something new. What you can't do is go from Arteta to a Sam Allardyce.
I don't think that's gonna. You've got more chance of getting Sam Allardyce, bro. Let's put respect on Arteta's name. Let's put respect on Arteta's name. Give him Pep Guardiola a run for his money. I'm hearing Arsenal fans. More trophies, Deji. Let me land. More trophies, than any of your players at your club. Yeah,
Fine.
for your
But
team.
Arsenal
Your
fans are
current top
saying
team.
if you guys don't get Champions League football next season, he should be sacked.
Mark my words, it's on. We will. Trust me. We will.
If he finishes 5th and doesn't get
We
Champions
will.
League football, what would
He's
is it?
sacked.
Should he be sacked? Why?
Sacked. Gone.
But the Premier League is the toughest league in the world.
Ain't progressing. If we're not in the chat, if we're not competing for the league next season like we did this season, I don't want to know. If we're not giving City a proper good run for the money, I want him gone. This is his This is what he's proved now, Deji. Yeah? He's got my high expectations now. I went into the season just wanting Champions League and a trophy. Yeah, I didn't care what that trophy was. That turned into I want to win the league. I want to have that taste again. You know, of winning it. I want that because I was young. I'm older. I want it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen my club win FA Cups and that. Not the same. I'm not even going to count that Charity Shield shit. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter. I want to see my club compete again. Last memory of the Champions League, bro, I had was getting slapped up against Munich 5-1 home and a bloody way. You know? Yeah. So I want to go and make a right. I want Mikel to go into the Champions League, go into this summer first of all, and be backed by the Cronkies. Be properly backed. Now the ticket prices are going up. I want to see them put money in. You know, I want them to give him 300 mil to spend like a Chelsea, like 600 mil. You know, not literally 600 mil, not as bad as that, but you know what I mean? I want to see my club spend. I want to see my club go, not just go in for Rice and get him, but also bag a winger.
You need more than Rice, yeah.
I need a striker as well. I want a striker. I want that Usman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This all costs, but I don't think that we're going to lay down this summer. And if we do, I'll come back to this, but I'll be losing my mind because if we don't have the correct summer, my expectations will flip. Because I was Mikel Arteta out once, and he run me around, like he turned me around proper, yeah, and made me realize, you know what, I'm giving him a chance, and I am going to give him a chance. But if he F's up next season, I want him gone. Simple.
Yeah. I think you should definitely give him a chance, but don't turn around just yet because I'm not fully convinced by Arteta. What I will say though is no one can deny Arsenal, you've done well. Yeah. To get
if he would have won the league this season, I'd have been 100% convinced by what he's trying to do. Yeah, because he didn't win the league, I'm probably only about 60.
And also, my thing is, you know, people think, Dej, you like to banter a lot, and you know, I do like a bit of banter. But the truth of the matter is, there is a, you know, we talk about Tottenham and the mentality, and I do feel like I genuinely believe there's no difference between Arsenal and Spurs. I think mentality, both teams are weak. Last season, you had an opportunity to do something great for your club.
I'm glad that we didn't do that last season.
Champions League football, you guys bought it. They couldn't handle it mentally. This season, you had a chance to win the league, and I think it's fair to say they couldn't handle it mentally. And you know, sometimes I do feel that Arsenal flatter to deceive.
To be honest with you, I do agree. But coming from a Spurs fan, that is so mad. Like, bro,
how is it mad? It's facts, bro. You didn't get over the line last year. You didn't get over the line this year.
Yeah, but this is the same as you guys didn't get over the line again this year from your targets. Yeah. And last year you just
we can see what's happening.
You guys in your last 6 years that you've finished above us, yeah. I've been hearing Spurs fans say that they're going to win a trophy. Yeah. We're going to win a trophy. This is our year. This is our year. Still ain't come. Like, there's no point in denying it.
Like, you're right.
But Mason, dusty.
No, you know what it is.
My club to a dust.
No.
Have you won? Has your club ever won?
You know what it is, mate? Mason. One thing that I like about you, bro, is that you know when you come with chest and you do this thing. We're both Londoners, isn't it? Like I feel the energy in the room, and we got that London thing, and that's why me and you connect. You cannot tell me, bro, that you're gonna sit there and tell me you are happy with your achievements in the last 6 years.
No.
Exactly.
No chance. No chance.
Hence why I'm saying to you, bro, that when you really go behind the veil, when you pull the curtain back, Arsenal and Spurs are the same, bro. Well,
Apart from
both clubs are a
we
mess.
actually have silverware in our cabinet.
Both clubs are a mess. Both clubs lack ambition, and
I'd
both
say
clubs
I'd agree with you.
playing with the big
I
time.
would have agreed with you if it weren't what I've just witnessed this season.
What did you witness this season?
There's a whole load of morale. Getting these two, getting Zinchenko and Jesus has changed our team. Yeah, them two players are absolutely mad.
What did you achieve this season?
Champions League football. I'm disappointed that we couldn't get over a line, but I wanted ambition. I wanted us to go for something, give it a go.
Did you see that? Did you see ambition from your club?
I saw that we gave it a go and just couldn't get over.
I'm asking, did your club display ambition, bro?
They displayed ambition to get into the position where we ain't worried about no getting Europa League this year.
Bro, look, let me help you out, bro. Yeah. Let me help you out. You can go to Nando's. You can take your ting to Nando's, or you can take her to Dixie Fried Chicken. It's chicken and chips, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, when it comes to ambition, you guys had the opportunity to go Nando's, and you man went Dixie. That's why I'm asking you the question. Are you sure that your team displayed ambition this season?
Let's
because
hope
where I'm looking, it looked like cheap chicken and chips to me that you can get from Big Uncle Sam's for £1.
To be fair, all right, being honest, yeah, right, listen, yeah, we had the ambition, but when you've got bloody Tom Bowie splashing 100 mil and whatever, you know what I mean, trying to nip our players just because we have interest, you know, yeah. And then Brighton being really tough and denying it, you know, they want far too much. And I'm sort of glad that I've seen my team not go and just splash the money on these players when they're not worth that. You know what I mean? There's no way.
So you don't think
I haven't seen the ambition that I wanted to, that I saw when we were heading into the World Cup, after the World Cup, and the fight that we put on right up until the March international break. We went there winning, and I don't know what was going on. And this happened exactly the same as last season, but different circumstances. We bottled top 4 last year, and this year we've got top 4, but the pain is that we bottled the league, you know. But coming from now, where I've got to sense with that after the 3 draws, getting slapped against Manchester City, I've come to terms with it's going to be tough. It's done. Yeah. Brighton was just a write-off. Everyone looked like they were on the beach. I thought maybe the team will come yesterday, and give maybe a decent performance just to bite back like we've seen. No. Heads are gone. They're all thinking of vacation, you know? So I didn't see the ambition that I wanted. This summer now, I want to see the proper transfer business. I want no excuses. We've got the Champions League football. We're the only club in London with the Champions League football. So no one's going to want to come to London unless it's to Arsenal. And if they do, then they're just there for the money, e.g. Chelsea. Yeah. Because I don't see Tottenham getting any big man this year. Because I think your big man are all going to go bye-bye. Song, I reckon he's going to leave. Kane, I reckon he's going to go. You know, 2 big hitters. You're going to be Lloris is leaving, is he as well?
He has to go. Yeah,
he has to go. Yes, so that's another one. Who are you going to get in for that? Do you know?
Raya from Brentford.
Do you think?
I think he's worth it. Yeah. Or I quite like Tom Heaton. I know there's look abroad, but just in our league alone, I'm quite happy with Tom Heaton or Raya from Brentford. But look, I agree with you. Look, Tottenham, where we are and why I don't feel so bad and why I'm calm, we can all see, even the people that don't like Spurs, other fans can see that Tottenham's in need of a major rebuild. And getting Europe, what Europe would have done, Champions League, it would have continued to mask that it would have got us some money, but it would have masked the cracks. Tottenham not getting into Europe means now Ryan Mason's doing Spurs fans a favour in helping us lose, because it puts pressure on Levy to go out and get a new goalkeeper, get new centre-backs in place, get a new manager, get a new director of football. I mean, there's a whole load of stuff. There's going to be a lot more news about Spurs this season than anyone else, because we need the biggest move. And if there is no shake-up, I can see Spurs... Boy, I can tell you now, Levy needs to come out. I hope this Saudi guy that ain't getting United comes and decides and puts his eyes on Spurs, because that's what Tottenham need right now. But I have to say, sometimes in life, you need something drastic to happen to see change. Yeah? The definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and hope for something different to happen. Tottenham need to do something different. We've been doing the same old. It ain't been working. The thing that worked was Poch. We need to apologise to him. Now we need a fresh start. Now, the other thing I wanted to say, Mason, is I don't give a damn about attracting players, because I feel like, I agree with you, Spurs were not in your league. When it comes to attracting players, Spurs are not in that league. And I'm all right with that. I want Tottenham to adopt a model of Wolves, Brighton, where they go out and get a Neto, they get a Podence, they get a Mitoma.
Ain't that what our clubs are doing as well? Like the Manchester Cities, the Manchester Uniteds, not really Manchester United.
Yeah, I mean,
the Arsenals, the Liverpools, they're going out buying like Salah.
Yeah, but
Liverpool
Tottenham,
Salah, Arsenal brought the Emil Smith Rowe up through the ranks.
Yeah,
Saka up through the ranks.
But Tottenham, for whatever reason, ain't ready to do that. And for me, why Tottenham scouting team would have seen Matoma, but they were unsure whether he would do well in the Prem. They would have seen Caicedo, they were unsure whether he would have done well in the Prem. They would have seen Enciso, but were unsure whether they would do well in the Prem. And I'm thinking, well, for 2 or 3 mil,
take the risk. Look at us with Martinelli. Bro, you've got to admit this. As a Spurs fan, do you rate Martinelli?
Yeah, I think
for this little bit of patchy form that bear in mind he has had a bit.
Martinelli.
I think Saka's had the worst form, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted Saka to be dropped, bro. I wanted Saka to be dropped.
Martinelli and Saka are ballers. For me, they remind me, obviously not the same position, but Son and Eriksen, when we had Eriksen, that team, Saka could do no wrong at the moment. Martinelli can do no wrong. For me, arguably the best 2 wingers in the league. I would just throw in a Mitoma in there, because I think that brother right there is a class act, and Spurs should be looking at him good and hard. But yeah, Martinelli, I would bite your hand off if we had an opportunity to get him. If he could do a Judas Iscariot and move from your side to our side, I would love that.
I have to say this, the only chance of a player moving to Spurs from Arsenal, is if we give you them and we go, we don't want him, like a Nuno Tavares. I want to get rid of him in the summer. If you want him, Deji, I will get his Instagram. I will DM as much as I can and sling him Tottenham's way. So there you go. Take him, bro. I'll also give you Cedric at the end of the season if you want. You can take Cedric for free, bro.
Hell no. I want any of them players, bro. You want big dogs.
What's that Icelandic goalkeeper who plays for us? That Rosada who effed up in the cup game last season. You can have him as well for free, bro. He's doing well. He'll sort up your goalkeeping errors.
We want the big game players, you know what I mean?
Bro, he's playing fucking good at the moment anyway. But yeah, this is the thing with Spurs, right? I don't see you guys getting Champions League football next season. I don't believe, and people can clip this. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But this is where I'll say this. I don't see you guys getting Champions League football next season. I don't even see you guys getting Europa League football next season. I don't even think you guys are actually going to even... Like where you are at the moment with your owners, bear in mind, no Saudi Arabian people like owners are coming in yet. Nothing's happened on that front. They've just said something to wrap up the United deal. That's all what's going to happen. That British guy is going to come into United. The Saudi Arabian people are going to go away. They're not going to buy a Tottenham. Daniel Levy wants way too high money for such a shit project. Because let's face it, you guys need a proper rebuild, like you've said yourself, yeah. But you need a rebuild, as in from top to flipping bottom. Yeah. Where our teams are different, right, is that Arsenal. Yes, we've been lacking. Our owners are crap. I'm still Cronky out until he flipping does something, and I will stay like that until he does something. I don't care that his son's giving it all the big one, saying that we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I want action rather than words. So I want to see that. But where we are, our clubs are different, is that this season, for example, Edu has gone out and bought key players to fit our system. Mikel wants Jesus. Well, Mikel wanted a striker because obviously Lacazette left, Aubameyang left. We never replaced Aubameyang in the January transfer window last season. That's specifically why we didn't get top four, in my opinion. We got slapped up. We didn't have enough up front, and we were relying on Lacazette, who's, let's face it, done his justice for us. Let go. Bye. You know, he had his eyes on Olympic Lyon. But this is where we're different. My club can still win and still have the model of, look, yes, we're a giant dog, yeah. We're a big dog in this game here. The Premier League, we've been in this for a long time here. We've been sleeping, you know? We're sleeping and we're just waking up. You get me? Wenger's had his time. Mikel played for Wenger. Now in charge, went to Pep, got all the things off him. Obviously, Pep ain't going to let everything up his sleeve. Mikel ain't going to give him all his ideas as well. He's now come to Arsenal and we've seen what we can do, yeah, with this young-ass team. Yeah, we've bottled it, but we've seen what we can do with this young team. We are awake. We're coming, you know. We're waking up, bro. You know, we're coming away. We're getting there and we're going to... Absolutely, and this is the thing. I'm giving you personally, Deji, a warning because I like you. Yeah, I think you're cool, right? But this is where I'm coming from. This ain't over just because we lost out on the league against a Manchester City side. Yeah, our own faults. Bear in mind, we didn't pick up the points that we needed to. Yeah, and we got slapped away from home against City, and we got beat at home against City. Yeah, all right. And who did they face? Who did we face in the FA Cup? Manchester bloody City of all flipping teams, you know. And then we didn't take the Carabao Cup too seriously, and we got beat by Brighton. Simple as, yeah. So we are not gonna lay down. I hope we bloody don't anyway. But in my opinion, I think this is what Mikel and Edu is gonna do. They're gonna go and do the business this summer, yeah. They're gonna make that gap between Arsenal and Tottenham become real. Because let's face it, yeah, the league position, there's 24 points or something between us. But let's face it, your squad is good enough to be in the Champions League. Your squad is good enough to be competing. Antonio Conte was, I swear, he got sacked when you guys got fifth.
Yeah.
But he got sacked, or maybe even fourth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you were fourth or fifth, yeah? And you sacked a manager who could have actually got you Champions League football. And
I don't know if he could, bro. That
at the end of the season, bro, he would have got you that place.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Newcastle would have slipped out, like you said, and used.
The one thing, bro, I agree with everything you say, but looking at the Premier League, that dusty football doesn't work. It works in Italy, might even work in Germany, but that dusty football that Conte and Mourinho were trying to bring to the Prem, you got to remember that this is old school. This is 2014, 2013 football. Football's moved on with the way that players play. Man, we had centre backs playing centre midfield this season, bro. The game is completely.
But this is also as well, right? Yeah. Where you say that our clubs are similar, but I don't think they are because of this one reason. When we sacked Unai Emery, yeah,
what a mistake that was.
Huh?
I think he deserved more time, Look at the job he's doing at Villa.
Yeah, of course he needed more time. Of course he did. Yeah. I agree with that, but I lost it with him. I was Emery out when Xhaka told the fans to fuck off. He lost the dressing room. I want him out. The manager lost the dressing room. Gone. See you later. Go. Yeah, Mikel's come in, got the dressing room back. Got rid of people who weren't good enough. Aubameyang, Ozil, got rid of these, man. Chucked them. See you later. Got rid of these other players who weren't good enough. He's going to do the same in the summer. I want Holding. Yeah, I want Rob Bolding. Well, he's got hair now, but I still want him out. Come this summer. Thank you very much. Good servant. See you later. Go. 1 FA Cups. Thank you very much. 1 more than Harry Kane. See you later. So I want these, and this is where we're not the same.
We are the same.
Clubs ain't the same, bro.
Let me tell you. So you said something in your last kind of monologue about how Arsenal and Arteta, you believe in what he's doing. I don't believe in what Arteta is doing, and I'll tell you why. I think you can only make a statement like that at the end of next season, because I've been telling you from early that I thought Arsenal's performance this year was freakish.
You have to say you did when we done the preview at the for the away game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You were quiet, bro. I've never.
Bro, I know, but one thing I can say when it's going in your favor, it's going in your favor. And the one thing that you said, you even said it yourself. You said you're happy to see Xhaka leave, even though this season he's had a good season, and you pointed that out. Generally speaking, he's been a disaster for you. And what I see in the Arsenal squad is that about a good 5 or 6 of those players have had a remarkable season. They've not had seasons like that before. So the question is, can these guys maintain the level they set this year? Can Ben White kick on, as an example? Because everyone's getting waxed lyrical, shaking their bum like it's the Thong song, like he's the best right back since Danny Alves.
I want someone else in there.
Let's be real. Ben White playing right back, bruv.
I want a backup or someone who takes his spot and he becomes a backup.
Well, I just don't think Ben White, if Ben White is your right back, then you're not ready to win the league, in my opinion. If you've got Holding in your defence, you're not ready to win the league. When you've got Xhaka in your midfield, you're not ready to win the league. Zinchenko, people shaking their bum about him. I thought he was the reason why you guys suffered against Southampton. I can't take Zinchenko seriously.
I'll blame him for the City one when it went through his legs,
mate. So
Liverpool one. Sorry.
So for me, bro, there's some average players that if they don't perform, you will quickly come down from grace. Now, in relation to Spurs, I just wanted to say this: Tottenham's at a big boy crossroad. If Levy does not do the right thing, get a proper director of football that isn't involved in some dodgy stuff.
Has he been sacked yet?
Decent manager. Yeah, he's gone. And buy in at least 7 or 8 players this summer, then you can forget about Tottenham. I would go as far as to say that Tottenham and Everton will swap places. So I can see Spurs in the bottom half of the table if we do not do those changes. It's a bit like you saying that everything relies on the summer transfer window. And the reason why you talk like that, Mason, is the same reason why I'm talking like the way I'm talking about Spurs. Deep down, we both don't trust our boards.
100%, 100%. Yeah,
we don't trust them to do the right thing, and that in itself is worrying for Spurs, but also for you. Because if you're telling me there's a chance that these guys might pull a stunt like they did in Jan, going Dixie Fried Chicken instead of going Nando's, then what are we here for, bruv? And what are we talking about? Exactly. They would have wasted your time. They would have wasted my time. And then it goes into my conspiracy, which is maybe they want it like this. Maybe Arsenal being shit, Spurs being shit, it's for entertainment purposes, bro. Because I can't understand, if you genuinely want to see your clubs do well, why they just don't do the right thing that we can all see.
They've got to. That's a whole different bloody stream, bro, where we could just rinse out owners. You know what I mean? Comparing, like us two compared, both our owners are absolutely dreadful. Like, I don't want to see Levy go because I know if you guys get someone with money, and it could be a whole different thing. You know what I mean? It could be, or it could just go Spursy. You know what I mean? Sort of like that right back who plays for Forest's post. What's that guy? Oria.
Aurea.
Oria. I obviously put up
I saw your post.
something to do with Arsenal, you're bottling it, and then you flick across a couple and he's got an Arsenal shirt as he's younger. You know what I mean? Sort of like your captain, you know. Well, not really captain, but Harry Kane, bro, captain of country, bro. Big boy Harry Kane, sort of mighty Arsenal win the league and that. But this is the thing. Do you think you will get a decent manager in, or do you actually think this is the last subject, by the way, people? We will have to go soon. But last thing, do you think that you'll get a big manager in, or are you going to get a Brendan Rodgers or a David Moyes if Moyes leaves West Ham?
I'll be honest. There's a guy. Look, I was listening to a Tottenham stream. I think it was We Are Tottenham TV, and they had someone on there who is quite knowledgeable, and he's somebody that agrees with me. You know, and I love it when people qualify what I was saying. The number one candidate for me for Tottenham was Pochettino.
Yeah.
How the hell we've allowed Pochettino to sign with Chelsea means that Levy has done something dirty and he needs to be sorted out for that. If not Poch, Nagelsmann, and then reluctantly, I am prepared to give Arne Slot, the current final manager. I'm prepared to give him a shout based on the style of play and the way he plays the game. It could work with the players that we got. You have to bring in some new guns. The truth of the matter is, Mason, I want Tottenham to flop. And it's probably weird saying that. I said to you before that sometimes something drastic needs to happen in order for change to happen. I think when you look back, you got to understand the kind of mechanics of Tottenham. Daniel Levy's looking at it like, when I came, you were mid-table, bottom half of the table kind of team.
When did he come? What year?
He came in about 20 years ago.
Right,
He's been there about 22 years. He's come in.
Roughly the same as Kroenke's then.
Yeah, he's come in. He's seen under Poch Tottenham become a big six because we weren't one. He's seen Tottenham fight for the league one season. We never did that before. We got to a Champions League final. No one thought they would see Spurs in a Champions League final in their lifetime. And dare I say, we're pretty much, you could argue, apart from this season, we're pretty much a top six side.
Yeah.
So from his perspective, I see it. He's improved Spurs, and he has. Yeah. What definitely. I'm saying is, he's probably taken Tottenham as far as he could as a chairman, and it's time for him to move out the way. The way the market is primed. It's a bit like the housing market, overpriced. It needs billionaires. It needs billionaires. People awash with cash. If you're not awash with cash, then you got to fight for your life. And what you're seeing is the Premier League is now trampling on the other leagues. Like I gave a prediction that I see City beating Inter Milan, and the Inter Milan ultras won't like me saying this. But I can see them slapping them up 9 or 10-0, to be honest with you. That's how much.
Yeah, I do think City.
The difference in the two leagues.
I heard someone said to me the other day before, I think it was the game, the City Real Madrid one, and he said, City ain't going to win Champions of Europe, Real Madrid, Kings of Europe. I went, watch this space. Honestly, watch. Because I know what this flipping team's like. I've seen my team get absolutely broke apart by them. We weren't playing bad,
Yeah.
So they just dominated us. They were literally dominating us, bro. Like, pause. But they were flipping, you know what I mean? And he said, look, they ain't going to do it. But they did. 4-0.
4-0,
they
man.
Absolutely teared them apart, bro.
They made Real Madrid look like little boys. And then they made Bayern Munich like jokers. Do you get me?
Like, I understand the fact that Arsenal have bottled it to a level of extent, yes. But when you're watching City rip up Real Madrid like that, you're thinking, fuck, yeah, we did bottle it, but Jesus, we are messing with like a big giant.
They are the best team in world football, best club team.
100%.
Nobody can come near them. They are fantastic, bro.
It's only us in Liverpool who's managed to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. You know, like when you were growing up and you were playing for a team, there was always that one team in the league, unless you played for them, that you just couldn't beat. That's City. That is City. They're here to stay. They are here to stay. They're legit. They're the real deal. So for me, that's why I keep saying the Prem is tough, bro. Like I feel like managers need to, if they've got credit in the bank, they should be given time. Look, you're up against Klopp, Pochettino, Pep, Ten Hag. Yeah, Newcastle got a billionaire owner. Bloody hell, mate. Do you get what I'm saying? These are the very
100%.
best in the business. So, you know, Arteta at Arsenal, it's tough to get top four. Top four in our league is winning a trophy, is winning the league in them European competitions. It really is.
100%. Yeah.
So I hear when people say, "Oh, but you ain't won a trophy, you ain't won a trophy." Please remember what league we're in and the time 100%. That we're in. You're
and
saying
if it weren't for us this season, giving City a good run, and if it weren't for City trying like chasing us, then this league would be boring, bro. This league would have just been boring.
Bro, yes, again. In October, to be honest with you.
You know,
we knew what was coming. And kudos to Arsenal for lasting as long as they did.
To be honest, I actually weren't confident. As soon as City got on their little run, I thought, fuck, this is it.
That's what they do. Gary Neville called it. This is what they do.
Gary Neville, I hate Gary Neville.
They know know how to win.
They know. And that's the thing. We're lacking that winning mentality. We've got a young squad. Players who can definitely improve, who ain't at their peak, you know, like Saka ain't at his peak.
At what point do your young squad just become a squad?
When we actually get the decent players in. I want some olders in there now. I want some players who are leadership winners, you know, leadership players, because we've got Zinchenko, Premier League proven winner, Jesus, Premier League proven winner.
Because Martinelli and Saka, they've been through this twice now. So for me,
this is different. This is different.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, are you gonna, if a similar thing happens next season, are you gonna still be telling us that it's a young squad, or are you gonna tell us that actually these guys need their heads checked out?
Depends on who we get. If we get the players we need and we still fuck up and we don't achieve what I want to see us achieve, and the manager also wants to see us achieve, hopefully, then yeah, we've got to look at this and maybe think, you know what, Saka ain't maybe getting what he needs to get done because he's with us. Maybe let him go to a Barcelona, Real Madrid, let him fly. You know what I mean? He's a star boy. But I am, in the back of my head, I am a little bit worried, thinking, you know what, he could get persuaded to go to a Man City if we're not careful, if we're not getting these other players in who can really stand up and give City a good run. We were close. We come close. But we just need that extra bit of quality, you know?
Nando's over Dixie.
Yeah, in reality, we went in there, we got players in Jan, and it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. Yeah. So that's the reality check. Yeah. There was moments where we thought, you know what, this could happen. I certainly thought that when they went to Forest, the City ground, and drew, I thought this could happen. When we went to your stadium and beat you, like slapped you, like no.
Everybody slapped Spurs this year. So
but this was when you guys were obviously, like, you personally wasn't, but there was Tottenham fans who thought that we were going to get slapped. There was even Chelsea fans who thought
I knew we were going to get banged by you.
You personally come on here and literally was, I've never seen you like that, you know. Yeah. And then all of a sudden we flop the league and everything comes back up for you, man.
No, but on a level though, I'm not gonna lie. Look, at the end of the day, I can't lie. If you man had won the league, it would have been a disaster for me and for all Spurs fans. We don't want to see you win the league, like you don't want to see Spurs win the league. I guess for me also, you know, it's been a disaster of a season. So we wrote off our chances from Feb, man. I mean, it was a disaster. From when Conte left, we knew we were in a mess when they brought in his little side man to continue the rubbish. But you man were pulling off a miracle. And the miracle it was looking like bloody hell. Are you man gonna do 51st Street, one of them Christmas movies where it's all hunky dory and no problems the whole season? But unfortunately, at the final hurdle, it didn't quite work
Injuries,
out.
bro, as well.
Look, Arsenal cannot be knocked. You man did something special this season. My worry is not about what you man did this season. And you're gonna say, how can you say that you're a Spurs fan? But hear me out. I haven't seen enough from your team or from your club to believe that you man are serious about this thing. You know, you can just have a freak. I think this season was freakish, bro. Honestly, genuinely.
It was a very, very
I
weird
don't
season.
see the ambition in your club to make this a regular thing.
Right, tell you what, because this is the thing where this obviously has to go into next season. Obviously, Deji, let us get back on the show after both. Let's say January, the summer window closes. Yeah. We'll get back on and we'll then decide. You know what I mean? Because personally, if we have the transfer window this summer, which I believe the club, which I'm praying and I do believe, but I'm just got that back in my mind where I'm thinking the Cronkies, you know, like they're not reliable. But if we have the transfer window that I'm expecting, and most of the Arsenal fan base are expecting a really good transfer window, then I do think we'll be up there, you know? And yeah, we probably won't win the league again because look at who's in competitive, you know? The Premier League is going to be a proper open thing next season. But the first thing I will say is Poch will definitely be up there in content for definitely the Champions League spot. Newcastle 100%, especially now that they've got Champions League, you know?
Yeah.
If they win tomorrow, I think it's confirmed, or it might already be confirmed. I don't know. But like things like that, really, it's one of them, you know?
Yeah. No, 100. Let's look for it. I'll look out for that. Mason, let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Let's go back. Let's reevaluate our transfer windows over the summer, see where we are. But in all honesty, you know, I'll just conclude tonight. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, but there's no way I was going to accept that Arsenal has had a better season. I think we're both a mess. I think you guys have we've just swapped places, to be honest with you. And the proof is in the pudding, like you said. I think the real proof is next season. That's when I'm for sure. But I'm quite happy with where Spurs are this season because now it's make or break for Levy. I hope he breaks and he leaves, but we'll see.
We'll see, mate. If you want to shout out your Instagram and that and YouTube, hold on a minute.
Yeah, Dejispurs, please, on Twitter, Instagram. Just looking forward. I'm on One Touch. Catch me on there on a Monday night. Also, Tony Claude TV. And but look out because next season is going to be a big season. More predictions happening. My prediction was kind of right. It's just Arsenal and Spurs swap places. So I'm not going to take an L on that, but we'll take that, and I'll take that and see what happens next season.
Definitely. Big up, Deji. Thank you guys for, of course, watching. Make sure you all like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. See you later. It's going to take me a little while to end this. See you later. Thank you very much.